Hello, and thank you for visiting. The Earning a Supervisor Director License as an additional Massachusetts Academic Administrator License component of the Massachusetts Educator Licensure Series, often referred to as MELS. This presentation will assist individuals who already hold a Massachusetts Academic Initial or Professional Administrator License learn about earning a Supervisor Director License. Throughout this presentation, there will be references defining additional information such as guides, forms, and other websites. You can find these resources through links located within the overview, located directly beneath this video. A Supervisor Director License is required for individuals employed for 1/2 time or more as a director, department head, or curriculum specialist in the field and at the grade level of a prerequisite license. For example, employment as a full-time chair of the math department would require possession of the Supervisor Director Core Mathematics License. Please also keep the following in mind. Requirements for a Supervisor Director License vary considerably depending on associated prerequisite licenses. For example, requirements during the Supervisor Director Core Mathematics License, beyond other things, requires possession of a math teacher license. All of the academic supervisor director licenses offered in Massachusetts appear on this slide. During the online application process, applicants must select the specific supervisor director license or licenses sought. This permits the Office of Educator Licensure to identify the requirements for all of the supervisor director licenses offered. Licenses on the left are supervisor director core licenses. Those on the right are supervisor director non-core licenses. Again, requirements vary depending on associated prerequisite licenses. If you are not sure of the specific supervisor director license you should be seeking based on a prerequisite license held, please visit the Which Supervisor Director video should I visit component of MELS. Otherwise, let's continue. New field requirements for a supervisor director non-core license consist of possession of an initial or professional academic administrator license, a passing score on the communication and literacy skills test, possession of the required non-core prerequisite license, at least at the provisional type, and one of the following: 3 years of employment under a valid administrator license, or a practicum equivalent, or an internship of 300 hours in the role of the supervisor director license sought. We will cover how to satisfy and document requirements towards the end of this presentation. Currently, 2 potential paths exist to obtain Supervisor Director Core licenses. Individuals who apply and complete all requirements prior to July 1st, 2019 may qualify for a Supervisor Director Core license by meeting the requirements in effect prior to June 27, 2017. Otherwise, those seeking a Supervisor Director Core license must satisfy requirements in effect since June 27, 2017. Requirements for individuals who apply and complete all requirements prior to July 1st, 2019 include possession of an initial or professional administrator license, achieving a passing score on the communication and literacy skills test, and possession of the required prerequisite core teacher or core specialist teacher license, at least at the provisional type. 3 years of employment under a valid administrator license, or a practicum equivalent, or an internship of 300 hours in the role of the supervisor director license sought is also required. In addition, a master's degree in the core academic subject of the prerequisite license, or at least 18 graduate credits in the core academic subject of the prerequisite license is required. As a reminder, applicants must apply and satisfy all these requirements prior to July 1st, 2019. Let's cover an overview of requirements in effect since June 17, 2017. They apply to anyone who applies on or after July 1st, 2019. They also apply to anyone who applies prior to July 1st, 2019, and do not satisfy all requirements on the previous slide prior to July 1st, 2019. Requirements include possession of an initial or professional administrator license, achieving a passing score on the communication and literacy skills test, and possession of the required prerequisite core teacher or core specialist teacher license, at least at the initial or professional type. Completion of 3 years of employment in the role of the prerequisite license is also required. In addition, 3 years of employment under a valid administrator license or a practicum equivalent or an internship of 300 hours in the role of the supervisor director license sought is required. Just a quick summary of the difference between the previously mentioned options to earn a supervisor director core license. The prerequisite license for those who apply and satisfy all requirements prior to July 1st of 2019 may be a provisional license, and a master's or 18 graduate credits in the core academic subject of the prerequisite license is required. Otherwise, the prerequisite license must be at least an initial license. Graduate coursework is not required. However, applicants must have at least 3 years of employment in the role of the prerequisite license. Before we go any further, let's cover when new field requirements may apply. New field requirements may apply initial adding initial, professional adding professional, and professional adding initial. New field requirements do not apply initial adding professional. They also do not apply provisional adding initial or professional. Let's elaborate through some examples. In the first example, initial to initial, the applicant holds the initial superintendent assistant superintendent license and wants to add an initial school business administrator license. In the second example, professional to initial, the applicant holds the professional principal assistant principal license and wants to add an initial school business administrator license. In the final example, professional to professional, the applicant holds the professional special education administrator license and wants to add a professional supervisor director license. Now that we have an understanding of new field requirements, let's enhance our understanding of how requirements are satisfied and documented. Once you hold the Massachusetts Academic Initial or Professional Administrator License, you have met the possession of an initial or professional administrator license requirement. Otherwise, new field requirements do not apply. At this point, most of you have probably passed the communication and literacy skills test. However, if necessary, you can find information about this test through the link contained within the overview located directly beneath this video. The testing company electronically reports test results to the Office of Educator Licensure. Prerequisite employment may occur in or outside of Massachusetts. To document prerequisite employment, please upload a completed school-based employment verification/induction and mentoring form, or a letter, as noted on this slide, verifying the required employment. You can find the school-based employment verification/induction and mentoring form through the link beneath this video. As for a prerequisite license, if you currently possess the prerequisite license in Massachusetts, then the Office of Educator Licensure will verify that the requirement has been met. A prerequisite license requirement may also be satisfied through possession of a comparable license from another state or jurisdiction. Therefore, if you are attempting to document possession of a prerequisite license, please upload a copy of the license. Instead, you may upload a letter signed by the authorized signatory, written on official letterhead from the issuing authority, stating the field, grade level, and type of the license held. If you cannot obtain either of the aforementioned, you may upload a copy of the issuing authority's electronic file verifying the license you hold, along with the official URL for that file. To verify employment as a superintendent, please upload a letter on official letterhead signed by the school committee chairperson verifying your completion of 3 full years of employment as a superintendent under your initial superintendent, assistant superintendent license. Employment under your initial superintendent, assistant superintendent license in this case means employment as a superintendent from the issuance date of the initial license. Now let's cover documented employment under an administrator license in a role other than superintendent. Please upload a completed school-based employment verification/induction and mentoring form to verify if you've completed at least 3 full years of employment under your initial administrator license. Or, in lieu of the employment form, you may upload a letter on official letterhead verifying the aforementioned requirement. Signees should verify employment as follows. The superintendent or the human resources director should verify employment as an assistant superintendent. The superintendent, assistant superintendent, or the human resources director should verify employment as a school business administrator, special education administrator, principal, or supervisor director. In addition, a principal, superintendent, assistant superintendent, or the human resources director should verify employment as an assistant principal. Equivalent signees and private schools should verify employment accordingly. Employment under an initial administrator license means employment under the license from the date of issuance. Individuals who do not have the aforementioned employment may opt to complete a practicum equivalent, or an internship at 300 hours in the role of the administrator license sought. The completion of a Massachusetts-approved program specifically for the license sought is required to satisfy the practicum equivalent. Program providers verify the completion of approved programs through an electronic endorsement in ELA. Otherwise, to verify the successful completion of an internship, please upload a letter that complies with and include all information noted in the letter requirements section of the verification of internship completion template, which you can find through the link contained within the overview directly beneath this video. Please be advised that an internship is a field-based experience completed outside of an approved program. The internship is supervised and mentored, where the mentor holds a Massachusetts initial or professional license in the field and at the grade level of the license sought, and has a total of at least 3 years of employment under the initial and/or professional license. To document graduate coursework, please upload official graduate transcripts. Degrees and/or coursework must be through colleges or universities accredited by a recognized organization. Otherwise, if you completed applicable coursework outside of the United States, please provide a course-by-course independent evaluation made by a nationally recognized agency. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about Educator licensure in Massachusetts. Thank you also for being an educator or aspiring to become one. Your efforts are commendable and greatly appreciated. We hope this component of MELS has been helpful. Please visit other components of the series for additional information about Educator licensure. If you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to call the Licensure Call Center at 781-338-6600 or stop by and visit us in person at our walk-in service counter at 75 Pleasant Street, Malden, Massachusetts.